All right. All right, welcome again to the Spurs and Spreads podcast. If you're looking for a podcast that brings hunting to the sports world, we're right here. We're what you need. So we're just some average guys trying to tell our stories about the woods and giving each other a little bit of back and forth, which is always interesting. We don't claim to be experts, however, we do like to have some experts on occasionally. We do just happen to have one on today. So without that said, I'm going to go ahead and introduce our guest since we have him on the phone. We've got the COO and co-founder of the baddest ammunition on the planet. It's made right here in Mississippi, Apex Ammunition. He is straight out of Lowndes County, Mr. Jared Lewis. Let me add you to the stage, Jared. What's up,
What's
Mr.
up, fellas?
Jared?
What's up?
Hey,
What's going on, Jared?
Not
How you
much.
doing today?
Appreciate y'all having me on today.
Man, we really appreciate you coming on and spending your time. I know you're busy, man, and no joke, we really appreciate you coming on and doing this with us. You know, there's a lot of questions we want to ask. I know we're all going to dive right in, but I think one thing, being a Mississippi guy, being from Lowndes County, and this is, like I said, an average guy lifestyle deal where, you come, I think Chaz and the guys have known y'all most of your life, and kind of watch this thing grow into what it is now. You mind telling us a little bit about that? I think that's interesting about how this thing got started. I think it's a story that needs to be told, and I think a lot of people are interested. So if you don't mind, give us a little condensed version of how this thing all got kicked off.
So, in 2017, to give you a condensed version, in 2017, me and two buddies went on a duck hunt, to a place called Hackberry Flats, Oklahoma. One's name's Nick and one named Jason. And my buddy Nick had been playing around with these shells. And at that time in life, my buddy Jason, he was already, or my other partner and best friend Jason was already, he already had a couple businesses of his own. And I was working for DirecTV at the time. And, we just had talked about starting a business together, and we met Nick. Nick was one of my buddies from Columbus when my wife was stationed there. So how we all met is all three of our wives are Air Force pilots.
Okay.
So
that's kind of how y'all all got together. Yeah. So,
yeah. So I met my wife in Columbus, and of course I was hunting with Nick, and I had this when I went to Artillery Bowling. I had this awesome hunt in Hackberry Flats, Oklahoma, while I was at Army Bowling.
mm-hmm.
And the next year, I just wanted to get my closest friends together and go have another good hunt.
Yeah.
Well, Nick was playing with these shells, and he was making some long bombs on some ducks. And we sat down at a table over some DiGiorno pizza and Miller Lite, and we birthed this idea in this like wooden shack in Davidson, Oklahoma. There was a porcelain bunny on the table. It was all decorated, looked real old farm style. You know what I mean? There was sounds of cats fornicating outside. It was just a thrilling experience. But no, we talked about it. It was like, who is doing this? What is it? And it was just so expensive, and why people didn't really do it. And so I go back home and I start researching, like I said, I was working at DirecTV at the time, and there's nothing in this world that'll make you want to work for yourself or go somewhere else. It's like installing satellites in strangers' houses.
Yeah, that'll do it.
I've been into some rough places. So
that's it, man.
I start looking to see, where do I source all these things? And I started figuring out, okay, I get stuff from here. So I get on the phone with Nick. I say, hey, Nick, I figured out where we get all these stuff to make a shotgun shell. What do you want to do it? And he's like, sure. I was like, what do you want to call it? He said, Apex Ammunition. So we paid a guy 2 boxes of shells who literally lives a quarter mile down the road from me now, made the infamous logo that it is now.
Really?
Tyler Wheat. And so we did that, and what we started doing is we started loading shells in a. So I went to my dad. My dad just bought a house, had a 10 by 20 wood shop on it, and I was like, "Dad, you mind if I start a business in this building?" He's like, "Son, you can do whatever you want. I support you." And man, me, Jason, and Nick pulled together 20 grand, and we bought a bunch of components. We built. So keep in mind, Martin Luther King weekend, the idea was birthed April 13th of 2017. We took our first Shopify sale. On that day, we opened the store for people to purchase, and in 10 minutes, we sold $13,000 in product.
You kidding me? My God.
Hey, did you know then, Jared? Did you know then that all the people shooting long-barreled XRs and all that could go shoot snakes with that ammunition from that point? Or when did you get to the point that, hey, look, we just made the baddest stuff on the market?
Right then.
When did you get to that point?
Right then.
Right then.
Yeah, I mean, we'd already seen enough. I mean, the things, especially in the waterfowl world, that you could do with it. You know what I mean? As far as cleaning up ducks at long ranges, or
so it started out as a duck ammunition, correct? And it still is. No
turkey ammo.
Oh, okay.
But it was founded on a duck hunt.
Wow.
And
okay.
Yeah, I mean, right then. I mean, you knew. I was an artillery officer at the time too, so I just got an artillery bullet. So we learned 5 months of school of internal, external ballistics. So at the time, I had a good knowledge of, what we were working with. I mean, we worked with tungsten penetrators, or I did at the time. You know what I mean? So you understood tungsten and the value of it, right? It's just how does that equate across, the hunting world?
No doubt. Well, when y'all came out with it, I mean, obviously the first we're much more experienced with the turkey loads, and I mean, we tell everybody, like, hey, all that other stuff you used to shoot with, Chaz told me a long time. He said, I guess I'm just going to shoot snakes with it. I don't know. You use it a few times and you learn pretty quick what it can do. It's an amazing, I think it's exactly what y'all talk about, experiencing your best shot. Right now, Jared, a lot of people are doing patterning, and right now they're patterning their shotguns, getting ready because everybody's got that nervous energy like I do, and the other two, Patrick and Chaz. We're out buying, doing all these things, but we're also patterning our shotguns. And or do you got any tips or tricks that maybe you've seen? Because I know that you've done this thousands of times. Tips or tricks on helping the average guy out there who's looking to find the right load with the right choke with his gun. I mean, anything you got anything to add with those things?
Yeah, I mean, it's all relative to the payload you're shooting, the size of the shot, the gun, and specifically the choke. So there's really in the TSS game, it's such a broad spectrum of what you can do. There's no really right or wrong answer. It's just up to the individual.
Yeah.
Like, what is his goals in the woods, right? You can shoot as open of a pattern as you want for leeway. You know what I mean? For any kind of area, you can shoot as tight as you want. Mm-hmm. It just really depends on you. Normally with TSS, you don't have to choke it down like you do normal, like lead, because TSS is not malleable. TSS, tungsten super shot, is a tungsten alloy, right? So once tungsten, when it comes right out, if you put pure tungsten together, it's going to be brittle. But when you introduce binders, right, then it becomes the hardest metal on Earth, or one of the hardest metals on Earth, right? So it don't bend to nothing. It don't bend to your choke tube. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That pellet is not going to get a dent in it. I promise you. So you don't have to constrict down as much. A lot of what I tell guys is usually around that for 12 gauges, usually around that 660 to 670 range, depending, right? Because some of your guns are bored a little bigger, some of them are not, right? So like, Mossberg 935s are bored like a 10 gauge, right? So you don't want to be down in that 660 range, and you can with lead, but it don't make sense for TSS because you'll start blowing your pattern, right? Gotcha. So you can be in a 675 to a 690 range, depending on the choke, for like a Mossberg 935 or 835. Remington is bored a little bit tighter, right? So you can get a more constricted with a Remington 870, right? 665 Indian Creek's always been the standard.
Yeah, that's what I shoot.
You can be, down to a 660. I've even seen dudes shoot some 650s. But like I said, it depends on you personally, your goal. What are you looking for in the woods? You know, where you're hunting, you know.
Yeah, I think we all have our favorites, no doubt about it. I
What's
think.
yours? What you running, Jared? What you
So,
shooting for opening morning?
Yeah, that's Jared
Eastern?
Lewis
You're
shooting.
hunting Easterns. Whether it's Alabama, Mississippi, what you shooting? What load you shooting? What gun you carrying?
so we got a new 28 gauge load coming out this year, and we're introducing it at NWTF on Thursday. So I'll be shooting a 28 gauge, either the SB3 or the Ethos, depending, and then ounce and a half of 28 gauge turkey hell. So, yep. So, yeah, well, that's probably what I'll be running for the year. Now, just depending.
And that's a new thing coming out, right? The 28 gauge. That's something
Yeah.
y'all been working on trying to master, right? And feel like you got that thing. It's ready to roll.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So
I think that's what Scott's shooting now, right? Our
Yeah.
buddy
Yeah,
Scott
that's
Pulaski,
what he
who
got.
goes with us.
Yeah. So for us, man, it's like we get into this. We've been so ingrained in the outdoor industry that every year it's like you need to come out with a new product. Like you got to come out with something new. Like Scott,
Yeah.
new. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like,
Makes sense.
you know, man, we've kind of just limited ourselves. Like what makes sense to the customer, right? Does it bring value to the customer, right? Not just switch and swatching and then just saying it's a new product. You know what I mean? Or slapping a new name on it. You know, it's just, does this make sense? Does this bring value? You know, and this one definitely is going to bring a tremendous amount of value because, you know, the 20 gauge, you know, is an ounce and 5/8 load. You know, you got an ounce and a half 28 gauge. I mean, really and truly, the lightness of the gun, the pattern ability, the ballistics on it. I mean, like, if you wanted to, you could do everything pretty much with this 28 gauge load that you could do with a 20 gauge load.
I got you, man. You know, I think we all shoot different kinds. I think Chaz is on the 9s. Patrick's your 7.5s. Is that right?
Yeah.
And I love the small town blend. Honestly, I kind of like the penetration, I guess. And you could probably correct me if my thoughts may even be wrong of the 7.5s, but I like the pattern a little wider just in case you are closer with the 9s. And honestly, it's just kind of what I've gotten. I mean, had a lot of luck with it. I know Patrick is. Man, it seems like when we're shooting these turkeys, they're not even flopping. They just. Yeah, they gone. They done. Patrick, I've watched video. We got some videos of his, man. I mean, and it's just, it's just some impressive stuff. It really is. Actually, I want to show a little video that I think maybe we had talked about too. So I know a lot of people don't know maybe that Jared got into, and you can tell me a little brief before I hit the button, but. What kind of brought you or your attention getting into this videography stuff? I mean, like I said, if you go check out his Instagram, was it a Jared Lewis photo? I'll post it on here, but it is look, he's got some very impressive stuff, and I've seen it kind of get better and better and better.
I've been hunting with him, duck hunting with him, and buddies from the shoes up. I mean, the boots up. He's gonna be, his big self will be laid out in the middle of a cornfield, getting the right angle, you know, in the duck hole. You know, it's just, it's crazy. And then you kill a deer, call Jared, he'll come, you know, take a picture of it, and it'll be just perfect, you know. And he looks like like one of those wedding photographers, you know what I'm saying? But it covered in mud, you know, just all down, just getting the perfect. And then you see him.
My God, he gets it.
You see him release all this stuff on Apex's website. It's just incredible footage, man. I mean, it's pretty impressive.
Didn't you have to shoot a drone?
He taught you well in that category, Jerry.
Didn't you have a drone making one of those videos to give it the effect that it was? Or am I making that?
Yeah.
up?
Oh, yeah. So we crashed a drone in order to make the effect of a turkey flop.
Yeah, that's legit. That's next level thinking.
Say that again. You what?
Yeah, we crashed a drone to make it the effect of a turkey flopping.
Oh God, we're gonna have to get that. We're gonna get that video.
And that's the thing is on the video side, which we can get into here in a minute.
Yeah,
but it's just how do you set yourself apart? Just like with Apex and the ammunition, right? Like if I'm going to give you the best ammunition, I'm not going to stop there and give you the best of everything.
Did you know anything about videography or photography before you dove into this? This is just something you just got in, you just cracked out about and got into it and just dove right in.
Yeah, I've always been artistic. My before Apex, when me and Jason used to go deer hunt, I used to make little videos for my phone, and it was just messing around. But
Yeah.
I've always kind of had that. Like I would be taking pictures with my phone and putting them in Lightroom and stuff. I just didn't have the, I guess, the ability to subsidize, a good camera. And then when Apex was founded and money started coming in, Jason took a leap on me, threw some dollars out of Apex so I could get a camera, and man, I just, I had the ability. So I started, I can't.
It seems like you've kind of found a new passion with that. I mean, honestly, I know. I mean, like I'm just saying that I can see it in the work. It's really good. Obviously, we all have the turkey hunting deal, and I'm going to show this clip, this video clip, real quick to kind of show the audience exactly
Listeners,
what we're
turn
talking
it
about.
up. Turn it up.
Turn this one
it
up. Yeah, I was going to say, listeners, if you don't see it, if you're not on the YouTube channel and you're listening, it's got great audio too. So turn this thing up. But here we go. God bless, man. If that
don't
doesn't
give you
get
chills, you don't need to be on here. Just turn it off. If you don't like that, turn it off.
That's right. I got hair standing up on the back of my neck when that turkey first gobbles in that video. And then, I mean, that's kind of what's going through our heads all the time. But, man, exactly what you say there at the end is like if you're going to spend all this time and effort to get this gobbler in front of you, right? The saying is experience your best shot. I think that's exactly what that tells is like you're doing all these, there's all this stuff that by chance can happen. The only thing you can control in the turkey woods is being on time, right? Well, everything else is out of your control, right? Well, one thing I can kind of put in the back here is I'm going to make sure I have the best shot going after that gobbler because I'm going to blame everything in America if it doesn't work out. I'm not going now. I want to know that I've got the best opportunity to sling as much beads as I possibly can.
Yep.
But,
yeah.
Anyway,
that's impressive footage. Is that what Boomer, when you're in editing, is it when you disappear for a while? Is that what you're doing over there? You're chopping and screwing those videos?
Yeah, there's a lot of times I'll sit down at the computer for 10 to 12 hours. I don't even get up to piss or drink water.
That's what I was going to ask you. Like, how long did it take to edit just that video?
It depends. You know what I mean? Like when I get into the flow, like that one, I think probably took me 10 or 12 hours of editing. Like that's the things that separate you from.
You're right.
From a lot of other people is you go in and you tweak the fine details that nobody will notice but you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it's there. You know what I mean? To make it perfect.
That's legit.
But man, it all depends. Like it literally all depends. Like I edited a photo in about 15 minutes before I got on this podcast, which in the beginning probably would have took me 4 to 5 hours. But I've spent so much time sitting at the computer learning my craft. You know what I mean? That
you get better at it, right?
Yeah,
it just
you get
makes
better
it
at it
quicker and easier.
It's just, in my mind, when I approach photography and I approach videography, it's the same thing with the shells. Does it bring value to the customer? Does it make him feel something, right? Does it either make him want to be a better hunter or aspire, to be in that situation? So,
Well, man,
yeah, I mean,
we love it, man. I mean, I think as a customer, I think it absolutely brings value to it. I mean, the guys, as soon as one comes out, like we're sending it to each other. I mean, we're always like, man, that Jared, he's got that thing figured out. He kills it. But Patrick, I know you had some questions too. We had talked about on the phone. We had a couple little topics. I think we wanted to go over too, just turkey season topics. We're just kind of interested picking your brain on.
Are you talking about the? So we were
What are you
going
talking about
through
the turkey vest thing?
Yeah, what you got to have in your turkey vest? If you got your gun, you got your shells, you got your binoculars, you got your camo. 4 items that you've got to have, only 4 that you have to have in your turkey vest every time you go out.
Sony Alpha 1 and 3 lenses.
Yours will be more with the video.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to be honest with you, I carry 2 Preacher Man box calls, and that's really about it. I don't get into the mouth yelping. I don't really run pot calls that much. I like a box call because it's easy. You know what I mean? And I'm filming. If I have to be put in that position, normally I'm not. I hunt with a buddy of mine named Chad Heigl, and he's an excellent caller and in tandem.
Yeah, we met Chad, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
And majority of the time, he's the one that's really running the hunt. I'm just the guy back there with him, just moving around, and I'll do what I need to when I need to. But it's like, man, I go to a lot of places like duck hunting per se. I used to blow a duck call all the time. I don't anymore. Everybody's got a duck call. You know what I mean?
Everybody wants to call them.
Like I'm just gonna sit there and film and do my thing, man. Like, I'm gonna be where they want to be. You know
what? Adam's number one, his number one tool in his turkey vest is. Jazz will back me up on this. Is toilet paper.
Yeah.
Well,
that's number 1. That's probably number 3.
A professional normally, you got to get your body in tune. So at 4 o'clock when you wake up and you have that coffee at 4:15, your body just going on. You ain't got to carry that with you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like you just ain't got to carry.
Yeah,
I think Adam needs to go to the gastrologist or something. Get that figured out.
Yeah.
I think when you mention turkey, he's got to go take a crap. You know what I mean?
I love the warmth of my own toilet, dog. So
me too.
You know what I mean? Like I ain't. Yeah, worry about me, dog. You ain't
worry about me. It just is what it is. Yeah. Yeah, they like that. Number 1 thing, turkey. Yeah, toilet paper's going to be in there. I'm a Woodhaven mouth call guy. I'm going to have a mouth call, Power V specifically. Man, those are really the 2 main things that I need. Maybe some clippers. I'm going to need that.
Yeah,
what about you, Patty?
What am I going to need? I just carry a gun. I go to people know how to kill them.
He's got that.
They point and say, hey, he's coming out this way. When he gets to that tree, kill him. And I go, boom.
He's got that Chad Heigl special in his back pocket too, Jared. He's got one of our buddies.
Hey, look, man.
There's nothing wrong with it.
No shame.
Like I brag on him all the time. Chad's it's just one of them cats, man, that he knows turkeys and
he's a killer. Yeah.
Oh man, he's very good. You know what I mean? And we have contrasting, so we work in tandem. So I got tinnitus real bad. I can't hear yelping and walking. But man, he can hear hens really good, and he can hear walking. He can identify what's walking through the woods before it even shows. He's like, that's a 2-footed creature. Well, that's a 4-legged creature. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
Yeah. But my best thing is I can hear drumming, and I don't know why, but I can hear drumming up to 250 yards.
Yeah.
Really?
So I can tell when we're hunting together, he'll be like, is he still there? And when he stops gobbling, and I'll be like, yep, he's still there. I can still hear him drumming.
I need you to come to me. I have a problem hearing drumming. I can't.
I can hear the woods. But I don't know about y'all, and I want to hear somebody that like Jared that can hear drumming real good. If you're watching turkey hunting on YouTube, Pinoti, any of them, they'll say, "You hear that drumming?" I never hear it. I can blast the speaker way up. I never hear it. Jared, do you hear it? When they say, "Oh, you hear that drumming?" Can you hear it on
not normally on the speaker. I've only encountered one turkey that I filmed that he was drumming so loud that I could hear him through the mic on my camera out in the field when I was replaying the footage. So when I got back and I put him on here, like you can actually hear him. If I were to send you the video, you could actually hear him drumming on your phone.
Wow.
Like he was just, I mean, it was unreal how loud he was. That's the only one that I ever picked up on audio really, really crisp. But man, I can hear them in the woods. Like it's crazy. They feel like they're 50 yards in front of me, you know, when they're really like, they'll be like, you know, like I was hunting with Chad, turkey we killed. I was like, Chad, he's close, dude. He's close. And then he would gobble, and Chad's like, no, he's still in the same spot. And I'm like, man, he sounds like he's right here on me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but
well, we'll move on a little bit too. So y'all got NWTF coming too. So that's a big thing for Apex, right? And I know that we talked with Boomer a little bit about that. I know y'all got a lot of work being done. Again, like I know you got a lot going on, and to squeeze your time in for us, we really appreciate it. But what you got going on? What you got big plans for the NWTF? I know you mentioned the 28 gauge. Is there anything else going on there? What do you?
no, it'd just be 28 gauge, and you know, obviously we're a big sponsor of NWTF, so we're Longbeard sponsors there. We obviously run, and y'all have been to it, our own banquet here in town to raise money for the NWTF. And
yeah, we love
Jason
it.
is starting a chapter in San Antonio, Texas. Well, that'll be another Apex chapter there. That'll be raising money for the NWTF.
I
So
happen to know a guy who's over there.
try to put a lot of our stuff back into conservation efforts. You know, we already pay a ton of money as is for the Pittman Robertson Act, you know, excise taxes and stuff like that on top of ammo. Yeah, I mean, we just continuously on the conservation front, you know, our ammunition probably takes a lot, but we can give back as much as we can.
Look at Chaz. He's going to push the mute button again. See the little microphone up there.
Who are you talking to, yo?
He's texting us right now going,
He's
I can
having
hear
some
y'all.
technical difficulties over there. Well, look, Jared, man, look, we really appreciate you coming on, man. Is there anything else you want to add to the audience that you hear, man? Like, no joke. I mean it when I say this. We really appreciate you spending your time. I know you're busy. You already had stuff going on this morning. You squeezed us in, and then we already moved the date. So, man, it means a lot to us. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, no doubt. No, I just, leave it up to them Browns to not have it together. You know what I mean? Boomer's the old
He
salesman.
can't hear you right now. He's over there.
He can't even hear me right now. But just know, if you encounter a Brown in Lowndes County, probably not going to have it together.
They're just winging it. Just winging it.
Just winging it. You know what I mean?
Hey, man.
He's over there in a closet right now doing a podcast with us. So he has no idea what's going on. But
hey, since he can't hear us, was Boomer in charge of loading Chaz's rounds last year? Because I think they were loaded blanks.
Oh,
he had a tough run.
I'm sure Boomer would do something dirty to him like that.
Yeah, that sounds about right. All right, Jared. Look, we respect your time, man. We appreciate you coming on. It means a lot. Man, thank you. We really appreciate it. We'll be seeing you at the NWTF thing. I think we're going to try to make a run up there, and we're definitely going to come by the booth and say hey.
All right, fellas.
Probably buy some more TSS. Need some of that.
Right.
I got it everywhere, by the way. All right, man. Thanks, Jared. All right. So, let's see here. Chaz, do we have you back on here, or is this just me and
He's still flipping buttons.
Me and Patrick. Hey, Chaz, you back? All right, Patty. I tell you what, it looks like it's us too. Patty, tell me a little bit about what'd you think of? Well, first of all, what'd you think about the discussion we just had? Anything that I thought it was I like hearing about how the thing got started.
Interesting. Yeah. What do you think about my little tab down here underneath my name? Have you picked up on that yet? We're 30 minutes.
I've literally just seen that. The co-host of the Adam Ryan show is what it says down there for the I would have already brought that up.
What's this guy doing? What's this one right here doing?
He's over here on mine.
He's over here on me.
I thought it was pretty informative about Chaz, I can't answer the phone while I'm on the deal. I
It
thought
should
it
be
was
good if he just put his headphones back on. Put your
Hold
headphones
on.
on.
Chaz Brown's trying to call us.
Let's
this should
fix
be
him real quick.
Let's talk to him. Hey, Chaz, you're on live with the Spurs and Spreads podcast.
It cut out right at the end.
So we can do this maybe. Should be interesting. Maybe you should try to unplug those headphones and let's just.
I did.
I don't want to.
They're out.
We're not going to troubleshoot
For
this.
whatever reason.
It'd be fine. Maybe log out and log back on, but we'll figure something out. So we were talking about, like, just now, we were just talking about what we thought about the interview. Like, thought it went pretty good. I thought it was intriguing about listening to Jared tell us about how he got it started, how, just average guys just like we are, and they just were sitting around talking about it, eating pizza. He said DiGiorno pizza?
DiGiorno Miller Lite.
DiGiorno and Miller Lite.
Run up to the Dollar General and grab frozen pizza and a 12-pack of Miller Lite. Maybe we strike an idea like that.
Yeah. I mean, things like that happen. And he just built the brand. A lot of hard work. I mean, and dedicated. It wasn't like it just happened by chance. The man made the brand and made both of the founders made the brand and made the company. I think that's impressive. I love hearing stories like that. But then also, hearing about how, the science behind it, how he'd done a lot of ballistics training and things like that. Just recapping the interview. I thought it was pretty interesting things to hear. Anything, do y'all want to moving on? I mean, what about the Super Bowl last night? Well, we got any takes on the Super Bowl last night? Somebody is 1-0. I'm gonna go ahead and say it before he does. He's real proud of himself. For being 1-0 with the Spurs and Spreads pick'em contest, I guess.
Let's just keep track of that.
Hey, you got to win at something, I mean, it might as well be it.
I didn't realize how competitive. I didn't realize Adam had been keeping score on any.
I do got some college updates for y'all from the Bammer Nation over here around Birmingham.
What's happening over there in Birmingham?
I think. Can you hear him well enough on here to do this? All right, let's go, Pat or Chaz. What you got?
I've got Ryan Grubbs, the offensive coordinator from Washington that came down to Tuscaloosa last year and was on campus. He has officially told the University of Alabama, no, sir, twice. Twice now. He's told the University of Alabama, no, sir. And I thought that was just hilarious. All the Bama radios now out there talking today, saying that Ryan Grubbs wasn't that big of a deal, and all this. When Saban tried to hire him last year and the new head coach was planning on bringing him down, he's the Seattle Seahawks offensive coordinator. So I thought that was great. So another jab in the gut to the Bamers over here.
Yeah, that'll do it. They're having a tough time.
They need it. They need some of that.
Yes, sir.
They're just having
Metal
a tough,
humble pie.
tough week. Our buddy Scott Pulowski is a huge Bama fan. He takes it a little personal. I don't really know why, but he does. But anyway, what y'all think about Kelsey chest bumping old Andy Reid last night?
Yeah, he got his attention.
Glad they won. Glad they won.
I'm gonna go ahead and say first. All right, look, he definitely shouldn't have done that. I'm gonna go ahead and say he really regrets doing that. But all these people kind of saying like he attacked him. I mean, he
about knocked him over.
It wasn't good. It was not a good look. If you watch it, I mean, like he's obviously losing his mind and intense. But I mean, it's kind of like. Yeah, it's kind of how you talk to each other when you're playing. You're in an intense competition, especially the Super Bowl. I mean, don't get me wrong. He definitely should not have done that to his coach. That was terrible. He should be, but I'm highly regret. But I mean, let's lay out. He didn't attack him.
He was just.
I don't even think he meant to do that. Honestly,
he was almost
to chest bump him.
He was almost as keyed up as Adam was on episode 1. When he cut everybody off about mid sentence, he was feeling. He let the passion get to him, and he just figured he'd knock his coach over.
Guys, I get excited. It just is what it is.
He's competitive.
Yeah, dude. When he played that turkey hunting, the little turkey video earlier, I kind of got my blood boiling just a little bit, guys. Kinda
Yeah.
got me.
And get you going.
Yeah, it got me going.
What have you
And
done to your
speaking of,
microphone?
while we're on this subject, can Patrick hear me?
Yeah.
I can hear you.
All right. While we're on this, I was going to take the last 10 minutes or so of the episode, do a little therapy session with you from last week. The old, what is it? The old free gobbler bird from Nebraska.
Let's just move
That's
on.
what
That was Kansas.
we need a little
Kansas.
therapy here. So I just, I want to let you know that this weekend I talked to Mr. Pulowski and I talked to Patrick, and we've all voted that it wasn't the per cluck that got that girl.
That wasn't
it.
it.
Just a free gobbler. That's all
It was a free gobbler. Yeah, that's just.
Nothing can take that away. But it was a free gobble bird. It wasn't a.
It wasn't the. It wasn't that. I got it.
Oh, just hey, where'd he go? There he was. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't quite
Well,
as.
first of all,
He dialed him up.
I was there, and that is what happened. I know you guys like to, try to bust my chops as much as possible, and I do appreciate it. However, that is not what happened. He did not free gobble, and I will stand on that. Patrick likes to look at him. Look at him. They've been conning this up all weekend. Just
Chad, did you ever hear back from
The first story
he
that
can't
Scott
hear
and I
me.
heard when we got back to the camp was the on him story. We're on him, and then he shuts up, and then he free gobbled, and he was coming. That was the first story. But that's okay. Look,
That's not what
we can
happened.
do whatever you want. We
That's
can tell it however you want. We just need to know how to tell it from now on.
That's neither what Adam say. That's neither here nor there.
That's neither here nor there.
Can Chaz hear us right now?
Chaz can't hear you.
If you unplug your microphone.
Chaz, could
completely
you
from
do
your
us all a
iPad.
favor and log off and log back on?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to hang up on the telephone. Anyway, yeah, that's probably a nightmare to listen to.
Yeah, it's just echoing, and
Chaz just
can't barely
insisted
hear him.
we
I don't know if
keep-
he can hear me. We may not see him again.
It's okay. He'll come back on here in just a minute.
The local
especially when,
Mexican restaurant's looking for him.
I don't know, Chaz.
guy.
He eats Mexican about every day.
Yeah.
I didn't even eat Mexican food as much until he came around. Welcome back, Chaz Brown. Are you back?
I'm back. Can you hear me?
Man, hot
Yeah,
dog.
clear
I'm
as
so
day.
glad.
What do you
The
think?
audience loves
Something
technical difficulties.
Right towards the end of Jared's interview, it just went. Cut. I don't know why.
Did you ever get Chaz? Did you ever get an email back from StreamYard? Chaz and I were talking to the guys that know the ins and outs over there, and we're trying to find a button where we can mute you. We can just.
So, you mute me.
Yeah. The host.
I think we got it. There.
Mute button. Yeah.
Hey, y'all calling me the host now?
Did you know he just now saw the look
Did you
underneath
see
my name?
the
right?
co-host of the Adam Ryan show?
You see underneath my name right there what it said?
Yeah.
See, the problem is that I run my mouth, and I'll try to get y'all. What y'all want to talk about? Y'all go right ahead.
No,
I'm gonna give y'all the floor.
This is working great. Just
No.
I think we're having a terrific therapy session. Let me show you my notes right here. I've got therapy session.
therapy session for Adam.
Therapy session for Adam. Okay. All right. Well, I need one occasionally. Somebody's got to talk to me. What do we got going on right now, turkey hunting wise? I mean, I'm still on turkeys. I can't get off of them. That whole deal we ain't got a lot going on in college football, but what is going on right now is what we're doing to get ready into turkey was we talked about it a little bit last time. Obviously, we're buying. We know that. But what else do we have coming up? Pattern shotguns. You guys doing that? Y'all started doing that? You got that plan for that?
Yeah.
Scott and I going this weekend. He's taking that new 28 out, and I'm gonna take mine out.
All right, so you just got a new red dot, right, Chaz? Tell us what are you shooting? What kind of choke you got? What kind of red dot did you get? All that fun stuff.
Well, it's getting updated, but I've got a crossing choke. I've got a Frankie 20 Affinity 3 and Burris Fast Fire 4 red dot. Bought that the weekend you were up here. But yeah, we're gonna go out this weekend. Scott made a lot of sense when he said that. I planned on just blowing apex through there. He said, "Hey, find some cheaper shells." I was thinking that red dot would be pretty close to being on, but obviously it may not be.
No, you need
Yeah.
to shoot apex while setting that thing to make sure it's on
No,
exactly.
I'm talking about getting
Last
close.
couple.
Oh
Get
yeah.
close first.
Yeah.
Scott said he was trying to find some 28s that he's going to have a tough time probably finding that.
That's
Oh
true.
yeah.
Find some 28s to run through there several times and get it at least close before you.
Before we start popping $12 shells out.
Yeah, the gold. Getting to the gold in there.
Yeah, we're gonna fine tune it. I think I probably blew 2 boxes of Apex last year or 3, trying to set that thing, just make it perfect. I can't help it. Apex loves me because I buy a lot. Anyway, what about you, Patty? What you shoot, man?
I got that. I bought a 410, got a 20 gauge, but I can't get away from the Super Black Eagle 3 12 gauge with the Indian Creek choke, shooting 7.5. It's a load, but it does the job.
Yeah, man, I love that. I mean, you kind of got me on the kick of entertaining the 7.5s. I ended up doing with a blend. I do the small town blend. I love that blend. It's 7.5 and 9s. You kind of get the best of both worlds. If you go putting through a little more penetration through the leaves, things like that. But then you also have the big spread. I shoot a Franke 12 gauge. I'm with you. I can't get away from the 12 gauge. I mean, as much time and effort that I put into it, why would you not want more beans, more shot?
I think it's more. I think the 20 gauge, the guys like myself, that it's more about the toting it around. That 12 gauge.
Nah, it is. Yeah,
it's twice as heavy. It feels like to me.
You're right. If I pick your gun up, and put it on my shoulder, I'm like, oh, this is great.
I got a Super Black Eagle 1 12 gauge, and that joker is heavy.
That's right. That's what we killed. That's what we doubled up on. For those who don't know, too, that the logo that we have, there's some significance to that. Me and Patrick, I want you to touch base on this in a second, but
pull up the logo so they can see it.
All righty, all I got is the video, so we're gonna have to do the video. So what we got there is an actual, it's a double bearded turkey. When I first started getting this, I was deer hunter. I loved deer hunting. That's what all I wanted to do. I got in a club, had a few turkeys. So I said, I want to give this thing a shot. Well, I screwed up about 15 hunts, and I just kept telling Chaz about all this gobbling going on. And Chaz was like, he wanted to come. He said, when can I come down there? So we got him down there, and within, long story short, I'm not going to tell the whole story, but we got out there, whatever, and called, and just they're hammering, and Chaz says, I, as a new hunter, I didn't understand what I was doing. I had the decoy, I was thinking we needed to get closer. How normally I would go put out a decoy or something like that, and Chaz's like, no, sit down right now, and I was like, right now? He's like, yeah, right now. I'm like, okay, because I didn't. You don't know how close they are when you've heard them a million times, but you're new to it. That's one of the hardest things is judging the distance of where you are. Well, Chaz hadn't even sat down yet, and the turkey has made this big loop all the way around. I mean, a big, almost complete loop around us. Started coming from our left. He was right in front of us, coming from our left. I mean, it's the first time I'd seen even been in that situation, and he's kind of spotted you, I believe, didn't he, Chaz? When you weren't you still on your knees?
Yeah, I was.
You weren't even sat down yet,
and
you were like, shoot him. I was like, now, yeah, bow. So that's how this whole thing got started. We did that. Long story short, a couple hours later, we were like, let's go back down there. There was another one with him. He's gobbling. Well, we strike more up. Boom, double up. Right. That logo is a picture of the actual double bearded turkey, the actual one that we did, and that's a silhouette of that. And then shortly after, I ended up going and learning how to call on my own and kill my own turkey, and then I'm full on addicted. Like obsession is a word that is overused. I think maybe cliche, but there's no other way. There's no other way to say it. Like I love it. I breathe it. I'm all about it. But now, like, I wanted to share that. So I was like, Patrick, you got to go. You got turkeys on your place? And I just, wanted to show him what was going on. He had never turkey hunted before. But we go and we strike some up, and it's a long story. But me and Patrick talk about how we were all good friends before, right? And Patrick, you froze there? Okay, yeah. But how we were all good friends before. We talked a lot. And really how turkey hunting really kind of brought us all together, even more, even closer than we already are. I mean, I've known Chaz for 20 something years. We all knew Patrick. I don't even know how many years now. It's been a while, 10 plus years. We all worked together. But I mean,
Yeah.
anyway, chime in a little bit there, Patty. I'm sorry I'll overtake the whole thing, but
No, it's
that's
no, you're
kind of the
good.
story. Go ahead.
What story am I telling? How long we've known each other?
Yeah, no, I mean, you were mentioning to me the other day about how,
Oh
like,
yeah, we used to shoot the bull, here and there, but ever since we started kind of turkey hunting together, it's become almost an everyday thing. That's kind of the reason y'all's idea to do this podcast. We spend enough time on the phone every day anyway. Knock it out this way, record it, and see if everybody else thinks we're as dumb as we think we are.
and see, that's kind of the thing. It's like I feel like there's a niche for sports and for we just happen to love turkey hunting. We happen to love sports. So what we talk about every single day, and basically this is our phone conversation. We're gonna give each other just like they want to pretend the turkey free gobbled, and just how they like to mess with me about that, and over talking and
Pretend.
But we have we have experienced a lot together because of that one day that me and Chaz went out there, and it just built on. And then we're doing the turkey tour thing, and I know you'll see a bunch of videos. We'll talk about that a lot, and we get on there. I think I made some video the other day about the $1,000 coin flip. That gets pretty interesting. Yeah. That's something y'all have to elaborate on.
Well, we rolled into the turkey tour pretty quick after that. It's like it rekindled the fire for me, because I had been a turkey hunter since I think I killed my first bird when I was like 6 or 7,
Yeah.
Yeah. I had killed some along the way, but you never, what it was in high school, you got baseball season. It's right around that baseball season time. Then college, you're away, and I hunted with a couple of buddies at college, and but it wasn't like something. And then we kind of all got careers now that we're kind of flexible with turkey season. Now we can just sell out to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We handle the rest of the business, our business the rest of the time, but you can kind of sell out to it. I think for that month and a half, it's pretty much talking every day. Hey, who killed what?
What happened?
Into what state are you hitting?
Yeah.
Where's Adam? Oh, he's last minute. Was it last year? I talked to Adam. I'm like, you have any luck? Yeah, I think I'm gonna head back out to the club tomorrow. Next time I talk to him, where you at? Oh man, this fella's headed to Texas. I was like, oh, okay. Thought you were hunting, an hour and a half from the house. Now you went.
And that's how turkey hunting brings you together too. Me and that dude, I just got off the phone with him yesterday, or we were talking about going back to Texas this year. Like, we met at a cheer competition. I don't know this guy. My daughters were on a cheer team together, and we're the only dads at the cheer competition. So we're just sitting there, and next thing you know, we're just talking turkey hunting. And then every time I see him, he's like, where are you going? What are you doing? About a year and a half of that. Finally, I was like, hey, I'm going to Texas. And he was like, I said, I need one more guy. I'd asked you to, and y'all couldn't go. Y'all happened to miss the best turkey hunt of my life. But I got
we'll
him.
Have to get him on here.
I'll get D on here. He's already, I get him on here. But my boy D, he's from Yazoo City. Talks a little slower like that. But it was just like the conversation. I was at his daughter's birthday party, like 7-year-old birthday party, and I'm like, hey, looks like I'm going to Texas next weekend. He's like, oh man, that's nice. I said, I need one more person to go. I said, you want to go? He said, uh-huh. I said, now it's going to be, it is an outfitter. He's like, all right, that's fine. I said, he said, let me talk to Bethany real quick. And it literally just went like this. He's like, hey, Bethany, Adam wants to take me turkey hunting this weekend. She was like, that's fine. We don't have anything this weekend. He said, all right, Adam, I'm going turkey hunting with you. Just like that. And I was like, hey, did you tell her it's in Texas? He's like, oh yeah, it's in Texas. And she's like, oh God, here we go again, And I thought that was pretty great. And then he said, Adam, I'll see you next weekend. And literally we went on a drive. I bet we talked for 13 hours straight to the drive. We'll let him tell that story. That's a story. We'll definitely have him on.
We need to have an episode on closing the wives on, hey, we're going to Kansas and Nebraska,
because that's what the average guys do.
That's tough. That's a tough.
It's not easy. Right, you got to start prepping early. prepping early for that.
You gotta. That's kind of what we're doing right now, right? For turkey season, we're getting all the honeydews out of the way. We getting all that done.
Yeah, I think me and Chaz been fighting with ceiling fans and wound up
Yeah.
I've put up a few ceilings.
subbing that out to somebody that knew how to hang a ceiling fan.
Shocked myself hanging a light fixture about a month ago. And it's all selling all out so that we can do what we love to do. Honestly, if it wasn't for them, I mean, give them props. Ain't no joke. We wouldn't. They handle a lot while we're gone doing what we like to do. I don't, and that's, I think appreciating that, showing them that's part of why we're able to go do it too.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I strongly agree.
yeah, absolutely. But there's a lot of heart. What you laughing at, Patty?
I'm not.
Yeah, a lot goes into getting to that point.
Speaking of the wives, can I speak real quick?
Please,
Have the mic.
somebody dive in.
Where's that button? Y'all ever, to help out, Adam's got 3 kids, Chaz got a couple kids, I got 3 kids. Y'all ever, get somebody to come help straighten up the house, once a week, once every 2 weeks? Y'all do that? You ever, you wake up one morning, your wife's cleaning the house frantically, and you're like, well, what's going on? And she's, throwing dirty clothes at you, and you're like, well, what are we doing? The cleaning lady's coming today, and I'm like, why the hell are we doing laundry? We cleaned the entire house before the cleaning lady gets
it blows my mind.
Pick up everything, turn the Roomba on, and the cleaning lady walks in, and she's like, it's kind of clean in here. I'm
The
like,
house is already clean. Why'd they hire me?
yeah, everybody's had the cleaning lady fight because your wife's throwing dishes around, and you're like, what are you doing? She's pulling up the driveway. Okay.
I don't want her to see these dirty dishes.
That's the truth. Or if you forget, the thing is when you forget on the cycle, every 2 weeks or whatever, you forget the cleaning lady day's coming. And, about 9 o'clock that night, she hops up out of bed, starts going, taking dirty clothes to the, I'm like, wait, the cleaning, I forgot to tell you, the cleaning lady's coming. Oh my gosh. You're just like,
What?
especially during turkey season when I gotta wake up at 4 a.m. the next morning. And then she loves it when I bring that into the argument. Doesn't pan out too well for me.
Adam, he gets too fired up in the mornings. Remember in Kansas, we were in the truck. It was about 4:30. We were on about day 2 or 3, and I get in the truck and push the button, crank it up. Adam goes, "Play Hootie Hoo." I'm like, hold on, Adam. Let me get the truck cranked. I'm trying to get my cup of coffee set in, get everything.
Listen.
He's in the back seat. Turn on Hootie Hoo. I'm like, Adam, if you don't, just give me a minute. I'm going to turn your song on. Just give me a second.
Listen.
That's the turkey killing song, man.
Y'all were baseball players, right? Right? Everybody played baseball. Superstition is something that I can't help it. When things are going right, I'm going to do the same thing every time. And I just happen to listen to Hootie Hoo, Master P, what is it, TRU or True or whatever. I can't remember all of them. But every time I just happen to listen to that and the Tupac Thug Love song with Bone Thugs Star. And I'm gonna and as awkward as it is, we're gonna listen to that before we get out this truck. Okay.
Yeah. What do you think the number one? Speaking of music, what's the number one most played song on the Turkey Tour? When you think Turkey Tour and you think music on the radio, I know in my head what song I have that gets played every year we go. Multiple times. And Eddie D, Adam's dad, is looking at us like, what in the hell is wrong with y'all?
I don't know which one you're referring to, but I got about 3 that I'm thinking about.
Trial Time by Mr. Big.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Eddie D, he over there.
That is not a
He gets real
PG-13 song.
Yeah.
It's real confused when trial time comes.
When trial time, Eddie D. When we refer to Eddie D, we're talking about my dad. He's 65. Is he 66 now? Yeah, I don't know. He's raised. He's on up there. He's not a big fan of all that, Mr. Big or Hootie Hoo.
He said, Adam, you got some good friends, but I think there might be something wrong with them. They good dudes, but they might be
really good
wrong with
guys.
them.
That Patrick, he's kind of wild, dude. He's all right. I tell you what, there's a really good guy. He loves it now, though. My dad gets just as jacked up as we do about it. All the time, he's always like, well, I don't want to be in y'all's way. And I'm like, Dad, Dude, just
No, hell, he's part of the trip. He takes care of us. We come back and he's got a bunch of turkey fried up, and he's got the floors. Well, yeah,
yeah, that's how he is. He loves doing that kind of stuff, you know. And
Yeah.
half the entertainment is y'all watching us cuss each other out half the time. You know, I love
Yeah,
that.
we get
Eddie can strike a nerve.
You know, Eddie, he can't hear. Okay, and there is a communication problem that we have, and that can be entertaining for some.
yeah.
Not for me.
'Cause you talk so much.
You want to
Talk
shut
too
up?
much.
Damn, man. Shut up.
Oh God.
There is a
He said, y'all do all that damn
problem.
running around.
I'm on Eddie D's side on this one.
I don't blame you.
Adam out there running around. I just sit right here by this thing right here. I shoot that turkey
Hell,
when the
he's
turkey
usually
comes
the
out.
first one to strike
Yeah,
every time we go out there.
he is.
You know. Anyway.
We make it way too hard. He's got it simplified a little bit.
All right, guys. Well, we've been at this thing for 55 minutes. Is anything y'all want to bring into the show before we shut this thing down?
Yeah, I do.
Let's hear it. Here we go.
So instead of to wrap up our therapy session for today for Adam, it's that clip needs to be called the free gobble. we voted on it, and it needs to be called the free gobbler.
All right. Well,
I thought we were going to call it something else, but okay.
Not the per club.
I'll have to run that by our editing team, and we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll run that by. But yeah. Anyway, guys, it's been fun. Next episode will be coming to you next week. We've got a big guest coming. We're lining that up, locking all that down today. But anyway, we've got plenty to talk about with turkey season coming up next week, so we should be another great show. And we appreciate y'all tuning in to the Spurs and Spreads podcast.